Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone. Today we are from Group 5. We'll be presenting our materials about non-internet-based ICT and internet-based ICT. So, Group 5 consists of me, Nick and Aulia, and my friends. There is Shaki and then Justisa. Next slide. Here we would like to explain about five topic here. They are definition of internet-based ICT and non-internet-based ICT. The second is the example. The third is the implementation in learning process, and the fourth, online and offline learning. So without any further ado, let's get started from the first material, internet-based ICT. Is a worldwide computer network which is used to work together with each other to exchange data using common software standard that is connected via telephone, satellite, used in various forms of information in various form. So here, internet-based ICT simply means that all of all of things about ICT, but it connected to internet. While non-internet-based ICT is a form that is carried out with cycle meetings directly without the help of internet technology, and simply means of non-internet-based ICT here is like anything about ICT, but it unnecessary internet here. Next slide. Here we would like to explain about the example of ICT based on internet. They are modem, satellite images, ebook reader, computer game, and etc. So the example here, it need uh, internet to get to operate this um, this this platform or the component. The next slide is the example of ICT, non-internet-based ICT. They are notebook, package book, pencil, ballpoint, eraser, ruler, and etc. The example here is things that are necessary internet. So it doesn't need internet to operate this component. And I think now from me, the next slide, the next material will be explained by my friends Justisa. So the time is yours. Thank you.
Next material 1. Computer assisted learning or computer assisted instructional is a computer application as an integral part of the learning system for the learning and teaching process that aims to assist students in their learning through a two-way interaction pattern through a computer terminal or multi-way, which is extended through computer networks, both local and global, and also expanded through interfaces between advanced multimedia. 2. A learning. A learning is often associated with activities that use computers and are carried out interactively and simultaneously. One definition that is quite as acceptable to many parties, for example, from Darren A. Hartley, which states a learning is a type of teaching a learning that allows it to be delivered teaching materials to students using the internet or network media another computer. For example, in our university is using Siakat, Sikulon, or sistem kuliah online learning Win Surakarta. Next slide. 3. Web-based learning. Web-based learning is relate learning with teaching materials that are presented through a web browser such as Internet Explorer, Mozilla Firefox, Opera, Netscape, etc., including how to present learning that are packaged using CD-ROM media or other storage media. 4. Online learning. Online learning is learning related to teaching material that can be read and accessed via computer. Online learning is more related to the concept of online help, online documentation, and online service. Next slide. 5. Distance learning. Distance learning involves distance interaction between teacher and students so that teachers can directly supervise their students. This learning connects the interaction between a class or individual who is separated by space and allows the teacher to interact with his students. Distance learning such as TV broadcasts and education use the method of sending letters or files to teach other but can still use a learning. Next slide. On next material is online learning and offline learning. Online learning is a learning that is done without face-to-face but through platforms that are already available and online. This is assisted by several applications such as Google Classroom. Offline learning is a learning system that is carried out without using the internet network, and this system is held by meeting directly at school. Next presentation will be continued by Shaki. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Miss Lisa, for the presentation, and I will continue the next material. And the next is online learning strength. And the first is easily accessible. With this, you can do learning activities anytime and anywhere. And the second is flexible study time. And time to study can be done at any time without being tied or to study hours. Third is broad insight. You will find many things in e-learning that are not yet available printed book. And last is practice independence. You can do your own research through the internet and other sources independently. And the next is online learning weaknesses. The first weakness is limited internet access. It will be an area that does not have stable internet coverage be difficult for you to access e-learning service in. Example, in the village that has limited internet access can be difficult. And second is less interaction with teachers. So it will be difficult for you to get further explanation about the material. Sometimes students uh, likes to know more detail with offline learning system. So that's the weakness number two. And the three is understanding of the materials. The materials taught in e-learning is responded to based on different levels of understanding, and last is lack of supervision in e-learning. E-learning users lose focus and tend to procrastinate learning time. And the next will be offline learning strength. The first is study time. It is necessary to gather at the same time and also be disciplined to follow learning in class. The second is independence in learning. Students must pay attention and focus on the lessons. Third is standardization of learning materials, and there is already a curriculum and accreditation to ensure the quality and standards of teaching materials. And the last is monitoring of learning. It would be easier for teachers to monitor student activities, both academically and non-academically, to encourage their development. And the weaknesses of offline learning is distance in learning. It takes time to cover the distance to gain knowledge, ethics, and physiology. Second is limited knowledge of technology. Students are not able to explore their ability to use technology and information. Third is transportation fee. You can spend more money on transportation costs that can be weaknesses also. And the last is time in learning. There are often empty learning hours, so it is less effective. And this is the end of the presentation. Any mistakes we have, we do apologize. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.